In 2025, Mattel has released a total of 14 different WWE Elite/Ultimate John Cena action figures. And being the giant John Cena fan that I am, I'm going to take all of them and rank them from worst to best. I can't believe the ride's almost over, man. But today, let's honor John Cena's retirement tour and rank all 14 of these figures. So we're starting things off at the bottom with the Elite Series 118 Collector's Edition John Cena. Now you're probably wondering why I'm showing you two different versions here. It's because this is the original figure right here. I wanted the Collector's Edition mint on card, so I have the Elite 118 Collector's Edition over here. And then I have my fixed up version over here, which is just way better, man. And I hate to say that, but it's just way better. It's way better. It's more accurate. So the thing about it, and I'll describe it, man, this figure is at the bottom because it is so lifeless to the moment. And in his WrestleMania 22 entrance, not only did he have the coat, he had the WWE Championship, which they excluded. He had this Hustle, Loyalty, Respect shirt that they also excluded. And they also excluded the Tommy gun. Now, Mattel is very particular about the way they do things, man. If you spin this to the back, this is a shot of John Cena on the night. There is supposed to be a handle of the gun right here, but it has been edited out because Mattel does not want any guns of any sorts around their products. And I guess I understand that. I'm from Alabama, so, you know, we do like our hunting now. But seriously, though, I understand what they were going for, man, but it just is so inaccurate. It's pretty much just a plain John Cena. It's like the Elite 100 Cena, but with a hat and coat. And the coat's fantastic. It really is. But without all these extra details, man, I couldn't put it any higher. It's just kind of a, why even make it at that point? You know what I mean? So I have this John Cena at the very bottom, but I still like this figure, especially when you fix it up. It's great, but as it stands, it's pretty damn boring, man. Hate to see it. They removed all the character from the guy. Coming in at 13, we have the 2004 John Cena Word Life You Can't See Me camo shirt. John Cena Elite from the Walmart exclusive HLR or Hustle, Loyalty, Respect John Cena Elite 3-pack. This is the worst figure from that set, and you would look at it, you know, this is the Doctor of Thugonomics. Everybody loves this version of Cena. I love this version of Cena. This is where I fell in love with John Cena as the character, right? But this figure lacks a lot. If you take the OG Defining Moments John Cena that released over a decade ago or right at a decade ago, maybe 8-9 years ago, it is virtually this exact figure, except they gave him double-jointed pinless arms and double-jointed pinless legs. And that original figure had double-jointed legs, it just had single-jointed arms. But if you compare it, it has the same hat, the same head sculpt, the same lock chain. All they did was put this camo shirt on that figure and update it. And I love the camo shirt. One of my favorites. This is a very iconic look of John Cena, but this figure just lacks so much, man. They could have done a ton of different things here, and it just docks a lot of points because of the reuse. And one big thing that docked this figure a lot, not only is it it is the stiffest figure you'll see in this video. I have never seen a more stiff pinless leg in my life from Mattel, and that's saying something. But no removable sweatbands, no removable armbands with the Word Life logos is just sickening, man. Every other John Cena in this video, besides the two prototype attires, you know, before he made his switch to the jorts and the shorts and the bands and everything, the rest of the figures in this video have removable armbands, and this one did not. I just think it missed the mark, and I was pretty disappointed in this release. Coming in at the number 12 spot is going to be the 02 version of John Cena. Now, I have put it out on this figure that this is such a deep cut of John Cena. I never thought they would make this gear, but it's kind of a mix and mash, right? He didn't wear these yellow trunks and boots, wristbands, stuff like this. This is not what he wore on this night. Hat's not accurate. I mean, the shirt and shorts is pretty accurate for the time, for the most part. But they wanted to make it into a 2-in-1 figure. I understand it. I do like that they utilized the new torso, and there's some good things going on here about this figure, but they also use this new head sculpt that's supposed to be a young Cena, but to me it looks like current day Cena. To me it looks like a heel turn Cena. And while I kind of like the head sculpt, I just don't think it fits the era that they were going for here. And I don't know, I don't hate this figure, I just don't like it as much as the rest, kind of, and there had to be a number 12, right? I mean, they had to be a number 12, but some of the things that we discussed right here is what docks this figure in my opinion, but I don't know, I had fun with it. There's some fun things here, but I had to pretty much deconstruct this guy to make him accurate, and I don't know, it's just not as good as the rest. At number 11, we have the ringside exclusive from the Vault prototype John Cena. Now, the original figure of this was a Toys R Us exclusive Champ is Here John Cena that came with the US spinner and the WWE spinner, and I do have him off screen here. And they did a lot of improvements on this figure. I think that the head sculpt better represents John Cena. They also gave him an interchangeable head sculpt. So they gave him two of these heads, but one had the brown hair like you saw in the original, but then they gave him the blonde hair that recreates his kind of OVW look from that same time frame. They updated it with double jointed arms, and they also fixed the boots. So you'll see here on this old figure, they gave him the really tall boots. And I still don't know why they did that, but they upgraded it, made it more accurate to the boots he wore at the time. He didn't have the macho boots. He had more of a standard boot. And I just think it's great, man. It's a better representation of that version of John Cena. And while it's not a bad figure, it's not as good as the rest. I think it's a little bit more boring. It doesn't have as much going on, but I still can appreciate this figure. It just comes in at number 11 this year. Coming in at number 10 is probably the one that's going to get the most heat, but I'm here to talk about it, Brad. We got the Fan Takeover Ultimate Edition John Cena. Now, I do love this moment. I love this figure in a certain way, but I also don't like this figure in a certain way. Back when they revealed that the Fan Takeover Cena was going to be coming out and we were going to be voting on this thing, I told people that I didn't want them to vote for the WrestleMania 20, but who gives a shish what I say, Brad? You vote for what you want to vote for. I'm just here to tell you what I think, and I didn't want this figure because everything is inaccurate or not as accurate as it should be, right? He had the Patrick Ewing jersey. They can't put Ewing on it. They can't put the accurate New York on there. They can't put the number accurately. Can't put the Mitchell and Ness hat. Can't give him the Lucky Mushroom armbands. They can't give him the Nintendo or Trans Am armbands over here. They're blank. You know, it's missing a lot of details. I would rather people just make that in custom form because you strip this guy down, it's just a regular Ultimate Edition John Cena we've seen a few times before. And so I was trying to just kind of, I think with those things, it just is an annoying release kind of because of those things. But at the end of the day, it is still a fun figure. I had a ton of fun filming it and taking photos of it. Still one of my favorite John Cena moments ever when he wins the US Championship. It just leaves a lot to be desired. It looks like a generic Cena, and that's what kind of bothers me, right? It doesn't have a lot of the details because they can't put the details into it. And it's kind of like, man. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? It's almost like we got a 70% figure, if that makes sense. Can you smell what I'm stepping in? One thing I do like, though, is they did give him the accurate USA or Stripe Word Life Knucks, which I really appreciate, but same head sculpts we've seen 100 times. All the damn head sculpts you see in this video are pretty much just on repeat. Bro, we cannot get new John Cena sculpts, but I love the dry brushing on the shorts. There's some fun things here. They also added the boxers coming up through the bottom, which I think is a great detail. I don't know, man. It's just, it lacks a lot. It's fun, but it lacks a lot, and that's why he comes in at number 10. At number 9, we have a figure I've been trying to track down, and thanks to my buddy Rob, I finally tracked it down, man. The Elite 120 Collector's Edition Brussels Attire Farewell Tour John Cena Elite figure. Now, when you get into a lot of these Cenas right here, I'm going to be honest, it's kind of an attire preference, and I know we've talked about this, but it's going to be the same figure. They release the same figure over and over, maybe a slight head sculpt change, but it's the attire change. They change the shirt, they change the bands, they change the shorts color, they change the shoes, they change the socks. You know, it's all deco stuff. The formula is virtually the same. Not the exact same on all of them, but this figure is great because this formula is great. They could put any attire they wanted. They could put any John Cena head sculpt on this, and it's going to be great. But I do like this. No Velcro on the back of the shirt. Very posable, accurate design. And this is I think this is his first promo attire that he had after he turned heel at Elimination Chamber, right? When he called up that kid sitting in the front row or whatever. I think that is based on this attire. And I think they had the rights to this attire because this figure came out so quick-like after that moment that I think they had the design beforehand. I think so. But this is a good figure. It's just not my favorite in terms of attire, and so that's kind of why he got docked here. He's coming in at number 9. At number 8 is the Elite 119 Collector's Edition, and again, man, I said that this would happen. Look at Elite 119 and look at Elite 120. It's the same figure. They just they repainted the shoes, socks, the pants, the armbands, the shirt, and the hat is all pretty much different. I just think the blue and white, that's two of my favorite colors right there. White and blue is my two favorite colors probably, next to pink up there, you know, but I just love these colors. They look so clean up next to each other, and I prefer it over this, even though this is the more iconic look probably. I don't know, I guess they're memorable in their own way, but yeah, I just prefer this figure because of the attire, but they're virtually the exact same figure, but you could let me know, you know, it's kind of up to attire choice at some point, but I prefer the Elite 119 over the Elite 120. And number 7 is the WrestleMania Elite John Cena here, man. This is a look and a gear that I've wanted for so long from Mattel. I never added it to my expanding over 100 plus Elites and Ultimates John Cena collection. And I love this, man. I know we've seen these armbands before. We've seen this hat before, but throwing the 54 jersey in there. It also is Velcro. I really wish it wasn't Velcro. Not the biggest deal ever, but very similar formula. They did give this guy the new torso compared to the old torso. So this has the 3-pack Cena Elite torso, which is a new torso they're going to use moving forward. It's very posable. It's very grand. You know, not the most over-the-top attire of all time, but I like the torso better on this one. I connect more with this attire. And again, it is very similar to the others, but this is still damn good. And I appreciate this figure, man. This is a fun one. And he comes in at number 7 here. I know it's not over the top, but I like this one a lot. At number 6, it is the John Cena Walmart/WrestleMania Superstore exclusive John Cena Elite, which is very good. I love the gear. The red, white, and blue is very clean. I like the armbands. Very similar formula to the others. However, they took a different stance with this one, and I know that if you were at the WrestleMania Superstore, you could pick up the one that had the Vegas shirt, which is a really cool Easter egg / deal that Mattel did. And, of course, this is now Walmart exclusive. You can walk into your Walmart, probably find this, but, you know, you got the After This, You Can't See Me with the door. But the fun thing about this is they used Ultimate Edition crotch and legs on this guy compared to the Elites. So not only do you get the towel plug-in in the back here, so you can unplug this rubber towel here, so you can have him wrestle there, and it's just a little thing for his entrance in the back, which I think is a great little... I don't know, that's a great plug-in. It really, I don't know, it lifts the figure up a little bit higher in my opinion. Plus, it's just, it's this one you're going to remember for a very long time, right? For the remainder of time, we're going to remember this as, you know, that WrestleMania Superstore exclusive. But this figure also features drop-down hips, which allows you for better range of motion and stuff like that. And it's not like other drop-down hips. It doesn't get super loose really quick but the Ultimate Edition formula is very similar to the Elite. It just features the drop-down hips and it gets that little towel plug-in, but I think that's worth it. Plus, the gear is memorable. It's a memorable figure. Not enough to crack the top 5 today, but I still really like this figure, and I appreciate it, and it'll go down in John Cena action figure history. Cracking my top 5 is one of my favorite John Cena looks of all time. Now, the formula, very formulaic. It's actually a very old formula. It's the Elite 100 formula, so he's going to have the pin legs here and the Ultimate Warrior Elite torso, but this gear is so magical, man. Such a magical gear. The 54 Chain Gang jersey, no Velcro, an attire I thought we'd never get. I also love that they paid enough attention to give us the white and brown shoes, which I really love too. This is just one of my favorite looks of Cena ever, and them finally giving it to us is huge, and it poses around pretty well. To be on this formula, it actually poses around great, and if I had to compare, you know, this formula to the last formula, I'd say the last formula probably poses better, but as an action figure, as it stands, as, you know, the John Cena connoisseur that I am, this is one of my favorite iterations of John Cena of all time. So I just have to appreciate this figure. It's got to crack the top 5. It just must. It just must, man. So I put this guy at my number 5 spot. The Hall of Champions Target exclusive 4-pack John Cena, if I didn't make that clear. It came in that box set with Bruno, Ultimate Warrior, and Roman Reigns. Great 4-pack, really fun. You should be able to find it at Target right now. So coming in at number 4 is a figure that's very similar to ones you've seen on this list, but I think this is arguably the best gear that we've seen, man. This is so clean and so fun. I think this is great, and I attended this event. So this is the Royal Rumble 2025 gear, his last Royal Rumble ever, supposedly. I'm going to be upset if he's not, but since the Royal Rumble is in Saudi this coming up year, I will not be making the trip. I've been to the last 3 Royal Rumbles. We always vlog it and have a great time, but I had to be there in Indianapolis to see John Cena's last Royal Rumble. I just think this is a great gear, and I don't know how they got away with it. You got the Colts logo on there, which I thought was great. The Colt logo there on the hat. I love this hat, too. The bands and again, man, you get that blue and white in there. It's just so clean. I'm not even a Colts fan, but I just thought this was so sick. And again, same head sculpts and everything like that, man, but super posable formula. Also like the gray and white shoes. They paid attention to the details. It's a fun figure, man. Overall, I just love not getting... I mean, this is what John Cena figure collectors dreamed of, man. Always getting these shirts with no Velcro and getting front and back graphics. I mean, what do we do? That's a dream right there, man. Even as a kid, I wanted that for my figures, and they finally have done it here. Just a great-looking John Cena and a gear that I really liked, and I almost got one of his armbands from that night. His last Royal Rumble ever, he almost handed me a band. Unfortunately, it didn't happen, but this John Cena is a great figure. At number 3, man, we have arguably one of the better John Cena attires. If you take the Fruity Pebble era, right, I know this is 2015, but if you take all of his different shirt colors over the years, this is probably a memorable one, right? You remember the US Open Challenge and stuff, and this is a shirt that we kind of got taken from us, man. You go back to the Elite 40 John Cena, which was kind of supposed to be this version of Cena, but updated now. It had painted on bands, and they didn't include the shirt, man. They included the hat, they included everything but the shirt, and everybody was upset about that, and now we get it in a modern era where you get the back graphic, really big, you can't see me, this bright tealish, bright blue, molded on wristbands. You get the hat, and they used an Ultimate Edition hat. This is what's cool, is they used an Ultimate Edition hat, and so the hat actually fits all the way on. You look at these other ones, they used an Elite hat, and you can see it doesn't sit all the way on, and I know the hair sculpt's different, right? He's got like the deeper hat. I mean, you can swap the head and fix it, but that's not the only reason why this figure made it here, man. They used the updated torso like we saw in that WrestleMania figure, so you get the updated formula. They also gave him charcoal grayish black shorts, so they didn't make them solid black, which is great. Kind of captured that detail, and then they painted the shoes, which is another thing that you think you'd never see. When he was rocking those black and lime green shoes for, years in a row, and they finally added the details to those shoes, which I think is just such a nice detail, man. This figure poses great, it looks great. Easily the best figure out of that 3-pack, and it's the more modern John Cena, which is not a big deal. I still like this version of Cena, but it would have been nice if they nailed the other versions of him in that 3-pack, but this is a great figure overall. Alright, man, coming down to 2 and 1 was very, very difficult, man. Very, very difficult. And you could argue these are 2 of the best John Cena action figures Mattel's ever made, but at number 2, I decided to go with the clear You Can't See Me John Cena. This is something that I begged Mattel for years. I would ask them about it in person at these events and stuff, and they finally brought it to fruition, man. The fact that they made a solid, clear John Cena, that really on camera, it doesn't even do it justice. This is such a genius release, and to put it out during this run and having everything completely see-through is incredible. Now, I would like to see a version where maybe his, everything that's a part of his body is see-through, but maybe his hat, his chain, his armbands, his shorts, his knee pads, his shoes. If they made all of that color and then the rest see-through, I think that would be really genius too. You could even give him a t-shirt, throw it over the top. But I still think this is such a great release. It came with interchangeable heads. It's got a hat. I mean, it's got so many cool things going on with it that I just had to put it here, man. It almost grabbed the number 1 spot because I think this is just such a fun thing that the team did. It's so creative, and for them to bring it to life is just incredible. As a diehard Cena guy, this is just so good, man. Such a genius thing to do. I know we got the basic version, which is kind of what I was talking about, but this is just incredible. Such a fun release. And I don't know if I'm going to exclude him from the top 25 elites, but I feel like he needs an honorable mention. He's like an honorable mention number 1. This figure is too damn good and awesome, even though it's virtually the exact same figure, except you stripped away the shirt, right? I mean, that's virtually what you're getting here. The same formula and everything, but they made him see-through. I mean, what are we doing? And coming in at number 1, man, I think that, I don't know who will agree with this, but you can let me know. I went with the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive for 2025, Ultimate Edition Champ is Here John Cena. This is, I mean, it speaks for itself, man. It came with 5 WWE championships, each version of the championship that he won, besides the one he won at WrestleMania, because this figure came out and was in the works before that championship win. But he gets the World Heavyweight Championship with the John Cena actually written on the nameplate, which I think is great. He comes with his first WWE Championship he won from WrestleMania 21. You get the WWE Spinner, of course. You get the WWE Network version of the championship that actually has You Can't See Me side plates for the first time. And then you get the 2013 version of the championship that also features You Can't See Me side plates. Not to mention, they gave him a gear that I have been wanting in Mattel. This is one of my favorite John Cena shirts and gears of all time. And to put it into an Ultimate, make it an exclusive, and then give him all these championships. I mean, it's probably one of my favorite Mattel figures they've ever done, man. It's just so great. The Chain Gang gear, I know it's the same damn head sculpt. They always give him the same head sculpt. So every figure in this damn video has the same head sculpts because John Cena never gets newly scanned. But you look at the shirt, Champ is Here with the WWE Championship. It even has the correct graphic on the back with the Chain Gang. No Velcro in there. It also features the Word Life boxers coming up. You get the dry brushing on the pants, details on the shoes. Just an incredible release that I think is a phenomenal exclusive, honors John Cena's farewell tour and the retirement of him. It's just too damn good, man. It's too damn good. It's the best figure here. It's the best value here. So incredible. So incredible. What a great figure. Had to be number one for me, man. Had to be number one for me. They also reworked some championships here. Like, if you look at this WWE Championship, that's the best painted WWE Championship we have seen in this version of the title. There's something about it, man. If you compare it, it doesn't look as cheap. It looks cleaner. The lines are painted cleaner. There's a lot going on with this championship, but this is my number one John Cena Elite/Ultimate released in 2025. This is the best John Cena figure released in 2025. But man, that is every John Cena Elite and Ultimate that we got from Mattel this year, man. Hats off to Mattel for everything they've done this year with John Cena, man, to really honor his career, releasing all these John Cenas. And shout out to WWE too, man. I mean, I'm probably the biggest John Cena fan I know. And there's a lot of stuff that I have not liked about this last run. I might even make a whole video about it someday. At least I got to witness it, man. At least I got to witness the full run from 2002 to now. My favorite wrestler of all time, man. He'll never be surpassed, I'm sure. And I've enjoyed all of his figures we've gotten this year. And they'll fit right into the ever-growing John Cena figure collection. But that was every single John Cena Elite and Ultimate that Mattel has given us this year. And I enjoyed the ranking, man. I'd love to know where you agree, where you disagree. And at the time of recording this, man, John Cena's last match is 10 days away. 10 days away, and he'll be done forever. Insane. But I'm getting out, man. I hope you guys did enjoy. I'd love to know all of your thoughts down in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of all these John Cenas, what you'd personally rank them, and hit me with a champions here down in the comment section below.